Hello, beautiful mom leaders. Welcome to Conscious Champagne Chat number 46. Let me turn. See, can you see me? I'm sitting in my garden today because, we've had rain literally for like an entire week, and now it's like 5 minutes sunny. So I hope it's going to stay sunny for while I'm out here because I haven't really been outside and I need that, just being outdoors. So let me know when you're here. Say hi in the chats. Today, we're going to talk about standing in your true power at work. And the reason I want to talk about this is, for those of you who don't know, I am an emotional leadership in big corporations for women that return back from maternity leave. So I do have a specific coaching program which focuses on, hey Christy, which focuses on reintegrating women into the corporate world once they return from maternity leave. And quite frankly, I would do this program for men too, but reality shows that at least in Germany, it's still mainly the women that leave the workforce for quite a few months and then come back. And so it's targeted to help these women build their emotional leadership and really being able to bring their best self to work. And this is why it's a very important topic, because what I see very often is that women bend themselves. Women work twice as hard. Especially if you work in a male-dominating environment. So I'm a director in research and development. We work a lot with engineering. It's very men-heavy. And so women still feel they need to prove themselves. They need to be somebody in order to be approved and in order to fit in. And what this leads to is this paradox between, the mom image, which is all about, I need to be the nurturer, I need to be the caretaker of my family, I need to be, the one that shows empathy. And at the same time, I need to show up very tough at work and need to be strong and need to be quick in the decision making. And so very often it feels like it's devil and angel, like angel sitting here and devil sitting here on the other shoulder, and it doesn't feel like you can combine these things. Hey, you guys, let me know when you're here. And so what we do as well as part of this, we have something called Find Your Why session. Like, what motivates you? Why are you coming here? And how can you really use that to bring your best self to work, and most importantly, your authentic self? Because here's the thing: if you do not bring your authentic self to work, and if you feel you cannot bring your authentic self to work, you're going to suffer. Because it literally sucks out your entire lifeblood. It sucks out your energy. It increases your stress levels dramatically because you are not leading yourself. You are being led, and you allow other people and circumstances to lead you. And so I want to share with you an example of a client of mine who basically came to me. She was so stressed out. She was burnt out. She hated her job because she felt that nobody listened to her. Like, she said, people don't hear what I have to say. And I'm entering this meeting and I'm like, my whole body is tense. I'm very nervous because I want to make an impact, but I don't know how to make this, how to make an impact. And I can sense during the meeting that these people don't like me. And so what did that lead her? It led her to working even harder, sitting there in the evenings trying to figure out what she could do different, how she could adapt even more in the way that she would be liked and heard by these people. And so when we do that, when we focus on doing things the way we think other people want them to be done, but it doesn't fit our natural style, we will fail. And furthermore, we will actually abandon ourselves, and we will start struggling, and our performance goes down, because you only really perform. Can you see the sun? You only really perform when you are at your natural best, when you trust your gut, and when you own who you are. Like I've been talking so much about this, right? Owning who you are means you own your strengths, you own your weaknesses. You are just okay with it. You're not being hard to yourself. You're not being judgmental to yourself. So in this case, for this woman, she went as far that, for example, when she had figured out that when she dressed black, sleek, like pretty much not like pretty much in a way that she didn't like that she that was like she said to me, it was like the way she needed to dress in a way so that men could hear her. And black and slick was the way she found out that's how she was heard if she wanted to get a point across and she wanted to make an impact. But really what she wanted and really who she was she loves being feminine. She loves understanding people. She wants to understand how people feel. That's how she's in her best. That's how she's in her zone of genius. And the way she actually would show that, like at home, not at the office, was, putting on jewelry, wearing very colorful clothes, wearing like, girly type of stuff, because that's who she actually truly was. But she had completely abandoned that side in her just to fit in. And the reason I'm sharing this story with you is for two reasons. First, I want you to sit down and ask yourself, where are you giving up a part of you? Where are you abandoning a part of you that you feel you cannot show because you're either afraid of judgment, you're afraid of failing, you're afraid of disappointing people, like whatever it is. Where are you doing that? Where are you doing that? Because these things are costly. They cost you a lot of stress down the road. These things, they live inside of us. And then we bring them home and we don't even notice. We end up in an argument with our spouse or with our children because we actually showed up in a way during the day the way we didn't want to show up. But we thought we have to in order to fit in. And we then don't make the association that what actually caused the fight with your husband in the evening was related to the fact that you're squeezing yourself, you're forcing yourself into being somebody you're not. So really ask yourself, where are you doing that? The second thing I want you to realize is when we do this, we are co-creating the culture. We are basically saying that these men, and this is just an example for men, right? I mean, there's other examples. Like I could give you exactly the opposite example of where men don't fit into a women's society. But it's like we have to realize we are giving them the permission to lead us, to control us almost. We co-create this culture. We say yes to this culture. But when, at the same time, we hate it, we don't like it, we complain about it. And so that's why, like, one of the things that I'm so passionate about is, like, you have to lead yourself from the core. Like, really build up that trust in you so you can stand in your true, authentic power. And it doesn't matter what's happening around you. Because when you stand in your true, authentic power, people will love you for it. That's what happens. Have you seen these people that are like so obsessed with something and they are like mad, like they're like convinced about the craziest things, but because they're so convinced about it, the energy they send out is very positive. So start learning to love yourself. Like just really, really love yourself in your imperfection and own that. And then you will convince people. And that's what she did. This woman started slowly, was like, okay, I'm going to put on earrings today. I'm still going to keep the black top, but I'm going to put on earrings. And that's how you like slowly build your confidence, right? Confidence comes from taking action, doing the scary things. And that's how she could break the pattern and show up as herself and not co-create the culture that she actually hated, that was toxic, that she wanted to leave. So every time we do this, every time we try to be like somebody else, we say yes to them, we say no to us, and we co-create what we actually don't like. We have to I know this hits hard, but I really want you to see that. And when you build up your own inner power and your own inner wisdom, that's when you can, you know how I talk about this concept, that's when you can be it before you see it. You can be the feminine person if that's what you want, if you love the jewelry and want to show up and still have tough conversations. You can be that feminine, you can have that feminine side and still have influence and get the people to listen to you. It's just that we're scared. And so what I want to talk about over the next couple of Conscious Champagne chats is really what is keeping us from standing in that true power, what is keeping us from being the person we want to be, like being at our best, whether that is in parenting, whether that is in our marriage or in career. It's typically these 5 fears that hold us back. There's fear of judgment, fear of disappointment, fear of failure, which is most of us know. We're so afraid to fail that we don't even start, right? But there's also fear of success. A lot of us don't want to play big and bold because success could also come at a price. And then now I lost track. Judgment, failure, success, disappointment. Oh, and the last one, which is the biggest one and the scariest one, is fear of abandonment. We so often do things because we're so scared to be left alone. And so I'm gonna dissect them for you. I'm gonna break them down and give you examples so you can start tracking yourself and understanding where you're letting these fears take over. One of the things I always say to my kids, like my son, before he writes an exam, he panics because it's like, oh my God, what if I get a D? What if I get an F, and what if I fail? And one of the things I always say, what are you going to make bigger? Are you going to make your fear bigger, or are you going to make your desire bigger to be better? And it's a choice. We just have to be aware of the fears that are controlling us, and then we can start to dismantle them. So tune back in here tomorrow, and we'll start with one of them and get right in there. Now, as a reminder, we have open slots for our Rapid Anger Relief Mastermind. We have turned this for the very first time into a self-care study. This used to be a group coaching live program only, and now we're making it available to you as a self-care study. Go and check it out. It's in the group. It's a most amazing foundational program for you to start understanding and processing your emotions. And the reason it's called anger relief is because that's usually one of the toughest one to break and the most intensive one. So go and tune into that. Go and get that. It's $37. It's literally a joke. You have access to all the materials on the membership side, and we have 10 slots available for those of you who want to join the group coaching sessions. So they will be live with me for 12 weeks, where we will guide you specifically through your own needs, through your own situations, and make it very personal and specific to you. So for that, we only have 10. I think we only have 8 slots by now. I think 2 have already signed up. And we're going to close that by the end of next week. So go and grab that. The link is in the announcement section, so you can go and find it there. And I will be seeing you back here tomorrow. Take care.